the delegates to join, sir?
Yes, please.
Okay. So with everyone's permission, I'm starting the session for today. May I have your attention, esteemed faculty and delegates? I would like to take a few moments of your time to introduce myself and the distinguished faculty members of this session. Good evening and a warm welcome to all the dignitaries present here. I am Nang Himaki from Clarnet, serving as the allocated session assistant to ensure a seamless experience. Clarnet stands as India's most relied upon digital platform, offering a multitude of enriching services exclusively for doctors. It is with great pride that Clarnet serves as the digital partner for this event hosted by the Indian Medical Association Medical Students Network. The focus of today's session is the last month preparation for NEET PG guidance for gurus. So let's begin today's session, for which I would like to invite Dr. Athul sir to take over. Kindly proceed with your talk, sir. Over to you.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening, our distinguished faculty. Good evening, everyone, sir. Good evening, the National Convener of the Indian Medical Association, Medical Students Network. We have the second episode of Guidance with Gurus today. We have with us Dr. Rohan Khandelwal, who is a breast cancer surgeon based in Gurgaon with more than 9 years of experience and his advanced training in breast surgery.
Dr. Athul, your voice is not audible. There's some network issue.
Hello, sir. Dr. Athul sir is not connected to the audio, so I will request Dr. Khandelwal sir to take over.
Who is moderating the session? They should take over. Thank you very much for the introduction and for the invitation. Over to the moderator who is moderating the session.
Right, so good evening, everyone. This is Akshat Mittal. I'm the North Zone Coordinator of Indian Medical Association Medical Students Network National Council 2024. And on behalf of IMAMSN, I would like to welcome each and every one of you to our second episode of Guidance from Gurus. And today, amidst us, we have Dr. Rohan Khandelwal, the man himself. Dr. Rohan Khandelwal is a renowned breast cancer surgeon based in Gurgaon and has more than 9 years experience under his belt. He is currently the principal consultant breast cancer surgery at CK Birla Hospital, Gurgaon. He finished his post-graduation from Safdarjung Hospital, New Delhi, and his advanced training in breast surgery from University of Maryland, Baltimore. Dr. Rohan Khandelwal has more than 20 scientific publications to his credit and takes active part in national and international breast cancer conferences. He is also a passionate surgery faculty, and he reaches out to more than 50,000 doctors every year through apps like Marrow and his surgery classes. Welcome to this session, sir.
Thank you very much, Akshat. Thank you.
So if you could take over.
Yeah, so thank you very much for this invitation. And I think so, somehow, I mean, first of all, I would like to apologize for last week. Things were not in my control. Kids were not feeling well, so I had to rush them to the hospital. So I'm very sorry about last week. But in hindsight, I would say it is good that we are having the session today, because just in the afternoon, National Board has released a new guideline regarding the NEET PG exam, in which they've said that now instead of having a single block of 200 questions, there are now going to be 5 blocks of 40 questions. So I think so that is a good starting point for our discussion. And Thank you everyone for joining in. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. But whomsoever is the moderator, you can start with your questions, and in between we'll address this new update as well.
All right, sir. So the first question that we received on our forum was, how do post-interns who are in their drop year manage his mental health? Because there is a constant fear of losing again amongst the medical students, especially who have given a couple of their, drop years into this examination.
Correct. So, I mean, a valid question. So, whenever we are in our drop year, it's like a roller coaster ride. On certain days, you feel very confident that you'll crack the exam. Certain days, you feel that you will not be able to crack the exam. So, it is a roller coaster. But there are certain things which I used to tell myself when I was dropping in NEET UG. I mean, at our time, there was no NEET UG, there were separate exams. So, I missed DPMT by 1 mark, right? And I decided not to go anywhere else and decided to drop a year and study again. So, what you need to remind yourself is, first of all, and this is what my parents told me, that 1 year does not make much of a difference in the bigger scheme of things. Sometimes we start thinking, अरे हमारे friend की PG 1 साल पहले start हो गई, or especially in girls, families will start thinking, oh, your marriage will get delayed. But bigger scheme of things, 1 year does not make a difference. And somebody will become successful at 51, somebody might become at 49, somebody at 48. Ultimately, what is important is becoming useful and successful. So first of all, get that fear out of your mind कि मैं 1 साल late हूँ. Okay. Second thing, whenever you're in your drop year, you have to set targets, stick to them, and constantly keep on reminding yourself that you would have done something good to at least become a doctor, to reach till this stage. You would have cracked some exam, you would have aced somewhere, because not everyone becomes a doctor. So, constant reminder that we have done well in the past. There was a blip last year, but we will be able to overcome that, and we will conquer the exam this year and get our seat. And third would be, in your drop year, you are very vulnerable to what is happening around you. So you need to be in a cocoon surrounded by positive people and your well-wishers, because otherwise it is a very tough scenario, and I always tell this in my live classes, that reading rooms and libraries are a very difficult place during this period, because there are multiple apps, there are multiple sources, there are multiple books, and students are so smart that even when they take a tea break, they will make sure that they leave their book open at a page which neither they know nor you know. And they're doing it deliberately, because they know that when they have gone, you will peep into their book, or you will peep into their phone to see what they are doing. And what usually happens with this thing is that we end up doing unnecessary things. We end up deviating from our preparation strategy, and we end up wasting precious time. So that should not be done. So these are my simple tips for whether they are interns, post-interns, but post-interns, constant reminder that you can do it. You've done it in the past, and you can do it in the future as well.
Definitely, sir. Thank you so much. Next question, sir. There are a lot of questions floating over Instagram related to all subjects that are often not from previous year topics. And the same is the case with the GTs that students appear in. Should we focus on them?
Look, PYQs and PYTs. PYQs are previous year questions. PYTs are previous year topics. They are a necessary evil. You have to solve them. You cannot go to any exam without them. Okay. And 5-year time period is a good enough period to solve them. Now, the question arises, can we get a rank only by solving PYQs and PYTs? Yes, you can. But if your aim is to get a rank between 3,000 to say 10,000, or 4,000 to 10,000, only PYQs, PYTs, multiple times you've revised them, you are thorough with them, and you know relevant theory around them, you can probably manage that rank. But if you want to crack top 4,000 rank, top 3,000 rank, then you have to study beyond that as well. So it depends on what you want to achieve. That is number one. GTs should be given for multiple reasons. Some people give GTs just for the habit of sitting down for a period of 2.5, 3 hours or whatever the stipulated duration is, so that they're prepared for the exam. Some give GTs to iron out their strategy. Okay, now that the new pattern what NBA has proposed today is that instead of 200 questions at a stretch, there will be 5 blocks of 40 questions. Right? So once you finish block A of 40 questions in 42 minutes, you cannot come back to block A. You have to move to block B. So this is in line with the USMLE exam. So I've given my USMLE exams. There you had 7 or 8 blocks. And in step 2, we had 9 blocks at my time. So there are certain things which you need to be careful about. One, that you have to finish that block in that stipulated period. So if it is a 42-minute block, I would target 36 to 37 or 38 minutes, leave 4 to 5 minutes at the end to review the questions which I did not do in the first go. Right? So now going forward, GTs and custom module should be practiced in this manner, in a 40-question custom module. Okay. Second is that you need to let go of the previous block. Sometimes block A might be the most difficult for you. तो बच्चे को लगेगा अरे मेरा तो एग्जाम में पूरा खराब हो गया. Block A was the most difficult. But we have seen multiple times that, you can overcome that one bad block and you can still make up in the rest of the blocks. So that will come with practice, and that will only come when you give GT similar to that. Okay, so these are points which you need to iron out in your strategy. Then GTs, if you're stagnating, if you analyze subject wise, if there is a subject in which you're lagging behind, I always recommend don't leave that subject till the end, because the end never comes for that subject. You will invariably miss out on that subject. So abhi ka period, last जो भी days हैं हमारे, provision for those weak subjects and face your demons right now. Don't leave them till the end.
So, sir, now that less than 1 month is left for this examination, how to approach the bigger subjects like medicine and surgery in the last month? And definitely, sir, these are much scoring. Keeping in mind that there should be an adequate amount of time that should be given to the smaller subjects like psychiatry, anesthesia, and all. So, what subjects can be most scoring with least hectic preparation right now in this period of 3 weeks now?
First of all, there is more than 3 weeks left. The exam is towards the end of June, so there is more time. If you're talking about even INI CET, still we have slightly more than a month. So don't scare students, and every day is precious for them. And to answer the second part of your question, I think so that it is different for different people. Because किसी बच्चे का psychiatry strong है, किसी बच्चे की surgery strong है, किसी बच्चे का medicine strong है. So I cannot pass a generalized comment on this. It has to be, there is no one shoe fits all concept here. So everyone needs to analyze what are their strong subjects, what are their weak subjects, and then approach them accordingly. Of course, one thing which everyone should be doing at this point is that you need to analyze last 4-5 years and see which subjects have maximum weightage. So make sure that you're not missing out on the high weightage subjects, which are mainly the final, pre-final year subjects for NEET PG. INI CET, on the other hand, lays more emphasis on first and second year subjects as well.
So now any question that we went through, there was a constant thing that the students are still in their mind to get under 5,000 rank. Okay, there is the constant thing that under 5,000, they're still not able to make out that how is it possible with so less, so much of resources on their hand right now, and which exactly are the resources that can help them at this last moment, like their 20th book, their GTs. What exactly, sir, should be the approach? What should they keep with them for the last month preparation for NEET PG?
Right. So first of all, this session is platform agnostic, right? There are multiple resources, and I would say there are multiple good resources which are there available for students to follow. At this point, when there is a little more than a month left for the exams, first of all, don't go for new resources. Okay. Stick to whatever you've done till now. That is number one. Number two would be that at this point, to get any new information into your mind is a big task. So keep new information to a minimum. And more importantly, revise previous information. That is the key at this point. And to revise that, you can utilize the revision videos of that platform, or you can utilize your 20th notebook, which you've made. And the 20th notebook, or there are multiple names for that. Some people call them 20th notebook. Some people call them choti copy, last minute revision book. We have discussed the concept of WhatsApp groups. So whatever you are following, they are the best because they have been designed for you. You have made them. So you know what you don't remember, and that is there in those groups. So the more you revise that, the more confident you're going to become. But if you've not made that, don't worry. Now is not the time to make them. Just focus on the revision videos or
Right,
your
sir.
notes or your notes.
Okay. So, we missed the first part of the question that we asked earlier, that how to approach bigger subjects like medicine and surgery.
Because surgery, if you're following my videos and what I tell you, or what probably other surgery faculties would tell you, that if you are watching the revision videos, right, you can finish surgery in a span of 3 days or 4 days maximum. If you add question bank to it, another 2 days. So maximum 5 to 6 days, you can finish entire surgery. When you have to revise it, you can revise it in half the time. So I am assuming that everyone would have done the major subjects once till now. So when it comes to revision, surgery can be revised in a span of 3 days. And that much you can spare for a major subject. So you're just revising your notes of revision videos, and you're doing your bookmarked MCQs, or you're doing some subject-wise tests, and that takes care of surgery. Medicine is a totally different ball game. It is vast, and revising the entire medicine can be challenging. And a lot of toppers have said that there is no way you can revise entire medicine in the last few days. So there, what I would recommend is, if there is a 20th notebook, you revise that. If you've underlined your revision notes, flip through them once quickly. Do your PYQs, PYTs for sure. That will be the first set of questions which you should do in medicine. And second would be your subject-wise tests or mini tests for medicine. So that is how we can revise big subjects like medicine and surgery in the end.
Right, sir. So now that NBEMS latest notice gave us the gave students a little chill because of this whole 40 questions in 52 minutes, and this notice is coming at the 11th hour. And adding to that, the Twitter influencers, the Instagram influencers have been creating a chaos in their minds. So how to get away with that?
कोई chaos की बात नहीं है. देखो, first of all, think of the positives, right? Considering how National Board behaves, they very well could have released this 1 week before the exam, right? Positives देखो कि उनने 1 महीना पहले release किया है. So I would say on their behalf, the way they behave, it's a justified thing, and we cannot change that. That is not under our control. What is under our control is how we adapt to this. And the one who adapts better in these last 40 days to this change will be the one who tops the exam. So first of all, there is a notification. There will be multiple interpretations of this notification. This today or tonight, you will see multiple videos coming out. Whomsoever you follow as a mentor or as a guide, follow their video, follow their post, see what they've written, see what you need to do to adapt to this change and start working on it. There is no point getting involved in unnecessary commenting or why national board is doing this or how can it be prevented, all those things will just waste your time. Don't indulge in that at this point. I'm sure all platforms will adapt to this. They will come out with GTs, they will come out with tests which are on similar lines. And when it comes to tests, I think so all platforms open up their GTs for everyone. So practice as much as you can in the last 40-45 days and be positive. Your subject is not going to change. The type of question is not going to change. It's just a little tweak in the pattern, and I'm sure all of you will adapt to it very soon.
Right, sir. And so, as you mentioned that IND set is in a little over than 1 month, and then we have NEET PG on 29th June. So, there are many students who are appearing for both the examinations. What should be the preparation strategies for them? Like once they have given their IND set, they have a set of, they have, attempted 2 or 3 revisions or 1 revision. After that, after IND set examination, how should the approach change for NEET PG for that less than 1 month time that they have for the next exam?
So Akshat, majority of the preparation is the same. And like I said, the content does not change, right? I did mention that INI-CET is a bit heavy on first and second year and NEET PG is heavy on pre-final and final year. And we have been telling all students that 1 month before the INI-CET exam, stop doing new things. You will start your final revision 1 month before the INI-CET exam. So that is what I'm going to stick to. Fine. So you, in this final revision, you would have allotted days accordingly. Maybe 3 days for surgery, 4 days, 5 days for medicine, 1 day for minor subjects. So in these days, you will revise your revision notes or main notes, whatever you are following. You will quickly do your PYQs and you will revise your 20th notebook if you've made that. That is all you need to do in this last 1 month. Now, some students will utilize the entire month to do this. Some students will factor in 2 revisions in this 1 month, where they will do 1 revision in 20 days and 1 revision in the last 10 days, where we tell everyone that last 1 week or 10 days, flip through all 19 subjects. It gives you confidence. It gives you that visual impression. You already have it in your mind. It's just getting that additional comfort that I've seen it a few days before the exam. Once INI-CET is over, you have 10 to 12 days. You might take 1 or 2 days to recuperate and just come out of the exam. Then, in that time period, you again do 1 more revision and with more focus on clinical subjects this time. So that is how I would approach it.
Right. Thank you, sir. Right now, I think the students had these questions and they're almost over now. So, sir, can you please help sum up the strategy for the last month now for the students?
So I've just told you that how to approach this. I think so. There's no point of me reiterating it or repeating it. All I would just like to say is that everyone has a different strategy. And what you need to understand is that there are multiple ways to succeed in this exam. Like I said, there is no one size fits all theory. So whatever your plan of action you've been following till now, whichever mentor you've been following till now, whichever platform you've been following till now, stick to that. In the last 40 days, don't change your plan until unless something drastically has gone wrong. So stick to it. In another 5 to 10 days, stop reading new things and start revising, right? Revision is the most important thing in the last 1 month, not reading new things. Yes, if one odd subject you've not been able to see the revision videos or read the revision notes, you can do that for minor subjects if they're left, but don't do a lot of new things right now. And right now is the focus, right now is the time of the sprint, right? And if you've seen sprint races, 100 meters, 200 meters, what athletes do is that they run in their lane and they keep on looking straight. They don't look towards the side, because if you look towards the side, you get distracted and you slow down, right? So that is what I would re-emphasize. Keep on looking straight, keep on looking at the goal, keep on reminding yourself that you can achieve it, because you've come so far, you've become doctors, you would have done something right to reach this far. And I'm sure this is the last hurdle which you can easily cross if you believe in yourself.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your words of motivation, your words of expertise. And now that we are coming to the end of this session, I'd like to request Dr. Arjit Bansal, National Convener of Indian Medical Association Medical Students Network, to please propose the vote of thanks.
I think there is one more question in the chat box.
So Himakshi is asking, want to know a good and comprehensive online platform for next and USMLE preparation. So first of all, we don't know when next would be introduced. I always recommend that if your plan is USMLE, you should focus on USMLE. If your plan is Indian PG, focus on that. It is very difficult to sail in two boats. In the past, when the exam patterns were, I would say that it was manageable, but now the exam is much more challenging, and both the patterns are very, very different. Indians are trying to copy what USMLE is doing, but still the topics, still the subjects which they focus on are very different. Plus in USMLE, they want you to develop an overall personality. They want you to be involved in research, publications, get US clinical experience. All that becomes slightly difficult to manage along with NEET PG or next preparation. So first of all, have clear focus regarding which path do you want to follow, and accordingly work on that path. If as far as possible, don't sail in two boats.
Right, sir.
So thank you so much, sir, for your firstly for giving us time. Uh, uh, I request the participants that this platform is not targeting any helpful educational site, so please don't ask the questions like that, and it is difficult to answer on the platform. Further moving. Firstly, sir, thank you for giving us
Dr.
your.
Ajit, somebody is asking a question now that NEET PG is time bound, how to tackle clinical questions or long stem paragraph questions. So look, it was always time bound. Earlier, there was a time period for all 200 questions. Now there is a time period for a 40 question block, and you are being given 42 minutes. So it is a little more than 1 minute per question, which is more than enough, even if you have a 4-liner or a 5-liner. And what you should always do is you should read the question properly. There is enough time, right? And once you read the question, you see the image or a graph provided with it, you can answer the question. What I always used to do was I used to read the question, see the image or the graph provided, and before I used to start seeing the options, I used to read the last line again. What are they trying to ask? Is there an except there? Is there all of the following there, or all of the following except? Right? So that except word sometimes we miss out and we think we marked the right answer. So my strategy always in USMLE, also when I appeared for USMLE, was to read the entire thing, see the image or the graph, then before I used to see the options, read the last line just to see what they are asking, and then attempt the question. Look, there cannot be a fixed score in GTs which can tell you if you can get a rank within 1 to 5,000. Nowadays, all platforms, thousands of students are appearing for GTs, right? That can be a good indicator. What you can do is you see what rank you're getting in that GT, and you see how many students appeared for NEET PG last year. And then you extrapolate that if these many students appeared, this would have been my rank. And that is a rough guide, which can tell you whether you need to put in more effort to, get a rank between, put in more effort to get your desired rank, or you're in a comfortable zone. What I always recommend is that if your target is 1 to 5,000, in my mind, I would put it as 1 to 3,000. I would put more effort so that I at least get in 5,000, right? So that is always been my strategy. I would always aim higher so that I can at least hit the target what I've set for myself. Sanskriti, I've just answered this question multiple times of how to answer these questions based on the new pattern. Look at this, when last 40 days are left, Vikrant, whatever you are comfortable with, whatever you've done till now, if you've seen everything with the main videos and the main notes have been underlined and summarized, then you don't need to watch revision videos now, right? So that FOMO should not be there. That if I've done the main videos, if I'm comfortable with the main videos and the notes, no need to watch the revision videos. You can just see the updates, right? Which would take a fraction of your time as compared to watching the revision videos again. And that would leave more time for you to revise later on. Any other questions?
Team Clonet, is there any other question in the chat box?
No, sir, this much only we have received.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. I was saying that earlier. And it's not enough to thank you on behalf of IMA MSN, because students are actually looking to you that how to be prepared, and every day NBE is giving some new guidelines and change of a date, and everything is so clutched up right now. So students who are preparing day and night, suddenly they get some new shock, and at this last moment it's really bad to tackle this. So your guidance and guidelines which we all used to follow is really essential for us, and that's why we have kept this very motively, that at least at this moment when students are getting so much panic and so much psychologically thinking that yes, it's a target, so your guidance is actually a medicine to them, antipsychotic to them.
No,
So
no.
thank you
So
for
they are
giving.
all very competent. They just need to be reminded that it is a change for everyone, not for them alone. And it is the one who adapts the best will be the one who succeeds, right? So constantly, I think so. What National Board is working on is survival of the fittest. Right? So they want to make you strong in every possible way, which is not not at this point of time they should change the pattern. So I don't agree to their thought process, but we cannot do anything about it. What we can do is we can change ourselves and adapt ourselves to the change and hope for the best.
Totally.
Minimum
Very
set of revisions from now till the exams. At the most, you can do 2 revisions. If you do 2 revisions, excellent. Even if you can manage 1 revision, that is also good. Yes, Dr. Ajit.
Yes, sir. So I think students are so much worried that their questions won't end. And actually, it's very rare that we get a mentor to guide us in that personal level. So thanks for your appearance, sir. Thanks for giving us that much time.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Dr.
I
Ajit.
want
I'm again sorry for last week. But I
Yes,
think so it's good we did it today so that we could tackle this new guideline which has come in today as well.
yes, sir. It is all. I think it's destiny that they can get a very clear mind on this new guideline.
Yeah.
So, thank you, sir. Thank you, platform Clearnet,
Thank you.
that have helped us to organize this. And thank you, my whole team, Antara, Akshat, and Athul, for getting this done, for all the moderation. I really want to extend my thanks to Dr. Ashokan, sir, who is National President of IMA, Dr. Anil Nayak, sir, who is the Honorary General Secretary, IMA, and Dr. Kshitij Bali, sir, Dr. Shalabh Gupta, sir, who is National Chairman for MSN, and Dr. Akshay Yadav, sir, who is National Convener for Standing Committee MSN. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all the participants who have been there, and I hope that you all have cleared your doubts. And even if there will be some other doubts, we will be coming up with more such sessions so that you all can get the benefits of the same. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good night, everyone. All the best.
Thank you so much to all the delegates for joining. I hope you all had a seamless experience.